song has leaked, but I think it's kind of, I don't know. Like Kanye is just rebelling against every single person. So I'm not too sure if this is um, something that was accidentally done or purposely, because he could have just died to say, F it, I don't care about anybody else. I'm going to do what I like. F the record label, F this, F that. I'm doing it as I like to do it, because it's very hard to leak anything from Kanye unless he wants it leaked. Kanye goes ham. He goes really ham. If you remember the time he came out with the album that had Fame, and even the videos on that were so tight-lipped that only if you subscribe to Tidal would you be able to see those videos. Until like years later is when they were, put out on YouTube from people who, finally got their hands on it and were able to put it on their YouTube channels. But for you to leak stuff from Kanye is very hard. So you could find this is just Kanye being Kanye and decided to just leak it himself. Yeah, so at this stage, it seems unclear if Kanye West will unload a new project anytime soon. The past few months of his career have largely been clouded by controversy. This led companies like Adidas, Gap, and Kano Technology, the company behind the STEM player, to sever ties. However, there have been promising signs that he might have a few records coming out soon. PV Foreign previewed a new song with his City of Gods collaborator in April. So hopefully that sees the light of day sometime soon. I really do hope so. I'm a Kanye fan through and through. No matter what his antics are, let me tell you can't take away that genius from that man. He is way too on top of his game. No matter what he does, no matter what he says, he'll always be chart topping and he'll always be that guy. Now, there's one new player who's come out onto the scene, and he is taking on a real life form of Bart Simpson. Now, if you've watched The Simpsons and you're a big fan of the animated series that has served for the longest time, The Simpsons, then you would know Bart Simpson is one of those characters who is hard to miss, very notorious, very naughty, but of course quite notable. Now, an artist called Taylor, that's Luh. Tyler is hip hop's new kid on the block, touting a youthful, cool, like a real life Bart Simpson. Now, there's a new kid on the block touting a youthful, cool look, and he comes out like Bart Simpson with a gold grill. His name is La Taylor, a 17-year-old Florida native whose claim to fame is his now signature track, Law and Order. The song loops part of the well-known intro from the legendary TV show of the same name. Tyler's sudden success has been helped by the 14 million YouTube views on the music video, a major label deal, a debut Rolling Loud performance, love from his favorite rappers, and even acknowledgement from some of his famous crushes like Ruby Rose and Instagram personality Jada Wader Sheaves. His life now is what many average teenage boys can only dream of. He also reminds me of a younger Chris Cross, one half of the Chris Cross, of course, but he almost reminds me of Chris Cross back in the 90s. Now, before rap, the young phenom was also known as Tyler Meeks, a curious, active teen who loved animals, soccer, and basketball. Was uninterested in school. The younger brother of two elder sisters vividly remembers not wanting to go to school. Now, by the time Tyler hit middle school, his love for Florida hip hop began to form. Talented Orlando rappers, Nine Lock Nine, LPB Puddy, and Hot Boy dominated his playlist. But at that point, the youngin was just as we are sharing our guests live here in radio at Icon Radio. We are definitely all about that hip hop vibe, so you know you are about that as well. Be sure to hit us up and let us know what you'd like to listen to today. We are live on www.iconradio.co.k as well as youtube.com/@ Icon Radio KE. Let's continue to take a look briefly at what's going on around the world of hip hop. Now, there's somebody who put out a case study and wondering if indeed the last 50 years of hip hop had left anything to teach. This is the year that the world is celebrating 50 years of hip hop. It's also happening here in Kenya, where at Alliance, the 50 years of hip hop event was held, and it went down, and it was amazing just to see everybody who has been prolific from past to present. Not everybody, but a lot of guys from past to present actually come out and celebrate 50 years of hip hop in Kenya. We had Doobies, we had Nazizi, we had Nafsi, we had Saisa, we had G-Rongi, we had Keshaka, Ukoflani Mao, Kambi, Yani. We had even, our guests today, Tilafu, as in all these guys who came out and madly represented for hip hop. And hip hop has been a massive movement in Kenya. And it has just highlighted a lot, including, the good times, the bad times, social ills, social responsibility, has put people on blast, has put people on check. And of course, I talked about the things that are currently happening. It's been an outlet for a lot of youth in our country. It continues to be so. Now, this year is the 50th anniversary of a back to school party in the Bronx, where Clive Campbell, a Jamaican American better known as DJ Kool Herc, used two turntables to create a breakbeat. It's a moment that's said to have birthed hip hop. Today, some say hip hop is dead, or at least lost some of its collective fighting spirit. Others look at the uprisings against police killings and the multi-billion-dollar global music market as indications for its continuing success. Chuck D is the leader and co-founder of the legendary group Public Enemy and the author and executive producer of a BBC series airing on PBS. Fight the Power: How Hip Hop Changed the World. Now, Rosa Clement is an award-winning organizer, journalist, and historian specializing in Afro-Latinx identity and Black and Latinx liberation movements. In 2008, Clement became the first Afro-Latina to run for vice president of the United States alongside Cynthia McKinney of the Green Party ticket. After 50 years fighting the power, how is it going? And does hip-hop have to teach? Now, we have notable people who have been prolific in the hip hop movement. We have Chuck D, of course, who was part of Public Enemy. They came out with a huge hip hop song called Fight the Power. Just been through this morning with that song. Some things will never change. Lord, man. It's been an interesting morning, but of course, we are here on The Vault where we do this each and every Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afro Punk Queen. Of course, if you just tuned in, you are streaming us on www.iconradio.co.ke as well as youtube.com/at Icon Radio KE. We're all about that hip hop vibe from 254 to the world. So if you know about that, Steez, and of course, you want to hear a specific song that you've been itching to hear all week, you try to hit us up on +254 788 380030, or in the comment section of the YouTube channel right there. We've got a very special guest in studio today. Hey, Fabi Grace. Fabi? I do want to get it wrong. Fabi Grace. Karibu Sana. Yes, so Fabi Grace is the newest kid in town. Can I say newest? Is this your first debut? And there we go, newest kid in town. And she's no small thing. She's a director, okay? A director of a movie that just came out last week, premiered last week. And it's called Mistaken Identity. Oh. So Mistaken Identity has a lot of notable people, including Hitilafu. Hitilafu, who has actually done a sci-fi here, and you can find his stuff on our YouTube channel. So it's really cool to see that we have some hip-hop guys featuring in this particular movie. So let me just give a quick synopsis about it, yeah? He refuses to give her up with the claim that she was meant to suffer. This is informed by his childhood memories of his mother's death. He decides to fight for her life no matter the cost. He's later captured after fleeing and brought to his boss to face the consequences. Gunn is now in a position to exact his revenge. Yes, so the film is directed by yourself. And it stars, one of the stars is Hitilafu. Who else is in this film? Hmm. Was he the script writer as well? Oof, Lord. And you did this by yourself, or you did with somebody else? In terms of coming up now with the script, the plot. Did you do it with somebody else, or you did it by yourself? Okay. Mm-hmm. Oof. Mm. In this case, he that your lecturers were there to support you, and not only support you but also star in it. Where did the funding? You guys are students. Where did the funding come from to put this together, and how long did it take? Okay. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. You're in university. Um, how did you manage to source? Because sourcing for equipment, everything happened in location at the university. The entire okay. So sourcing for equipment, sourcing for um, uh, the equipment. Did you get a little bit of help here and there? Because I know putting together a movie, of course, equipment has evolved with time. So yeah, sometimes you can even do sometimes with your phone and get a few shots in here and there. But did you get a little bit of help from anybody in the industry as you guys tried to do the sourcing for what you needed for the movie? Wow. Right. Right. Amazing. Um, Now I want to get a little bit into the scoring because, of course, now you're on a fully hip hop show, and like I said, there's a notable figure over there. So, when deciding the scoring, what did you put into consideration? Who did you put into consideration? Who did you do the production with? Give us the details. Okay, right. Oh wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Because his voice has this rough exterior. So I'm sure he gave it this very gritty feel into the movie. And was he the only one who was featured in terms of the scoring? Or was there anybody else? Uh, that's notably or as a rising star that was featured in the scoring of the film. Oh wow, quite a star there. He's very lucky. Wow. So he featured throughout the entire. Okay. Okay. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, I don't know if you ever watched any DMX movies back in the day, but DMX, whenever he did a film, his music was primarily the one that featured as a scoring. So it was Hitilapu reminds me of a younger DMX because again it has that gritty kind of sound, kind of like a tough exterior kind of sound to it, and of course it elevated hip hop through the films that he was doing, which is amazing to see. All right, we're gonna take a very short break. When we come back, we'll be delving more into mistaken identity and the humongous role that Fabi Grace played in putting this together. Keep it right here. Of course, if you have any questions, be sure to hit us up on +254 788 380030. In our comment section on our YouTube channel right there. We are live right now, so be sure to let us know if you have any questions, comments, or even just salams to Madam Director over here. Let us know, and we'll definitely shout out for you. Keep it right here. This is The Vault. I'm your girl, Myra Maloba, the Afropunk Queen.
Hello, hello.
apologies. We had a little bit of technical issues before, but I think we should be good right now. Sorry about that. It's okay. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, we are live on Icon Radio, your number one entertainment plug. That's www.iconradio.co.ke. Also, youtube.com/ at Icon Radio KE. We do have Madam Director herself. I hope you've gotten used to even just hearing that. Fabi Grace
Hi.
of the film Mistaken Identity, which premiered last Saturday at Anga Cinema.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still being showcased there.
Yes.
It's still ongoing. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, for those who missed it or might have not heard about what it was about, I'll take you through the synopsis again. So it's a film of a man out for revenge. He goes by the name Gun. A fierce individual is recruited to do the gang's dirty work concerning collected debts. On a mission, he is instructed to abduct a girl from her school for ransom. Unfortunately, he grabs the wrong one. When he's at his boss's compound, he refuses to give her up with the claim that she wasn't meant to suffer. This is informed by his childhood memories of his mother's death. He decides to fight for her life no matter the cost. He is later captured after fleeing and brought to his boss to face the consequences. Gunn is now in a position to exact his revenge. Now, again, it stars a prolific hip hop artist. Now we've gotten to learn that it was literally written around him.
Yeah.
Him, his persona, his music. Now, tell me how it was putting this film together.
Okay. So, Mistaken Identity started off as a film project for school.
Mm-hmm.
It was an assignment
Right.
for script writing class.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we were told to write our feature scripts.
Right.
And from my line of writing, I don't usually write different genres like action or crime. I usually write genres like drama,
Right.
love, romance.
Of course.
So with this film, I decided to try something different.
Okay.
So I wrote a script that was under the genre crime
Uh-huh.
and action.
How did you
Yeah.
get into doing action? Because of course, action. Even just thinking about it in your head, the adaptation, the plot. How did you? And are you an action buff yourself? How did you go about doing this and putting this together?
Okay.
In
So,
terms of like it being action.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I think I have 3 points for this. One, I am a technical director.
okay.
To me, I love camera stuff, I love lighting, and I love sound.
Uh-huh.
So with watching films like Black Panther and Extraction and all these big films, Kina Fast and Furious,
Right.
I usually like the adrenaline.
Uh-huh.
And that was one of the reasons why I wrote this script. Another thing is action films are now just coming up in Kenya.
Mm.
We have this one at KBC for Foxton. Do I remember the name? I don't actually remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mission to Rescue. All these films are really coming up.
True.
And I
Yeah.
feel like they're picking up. And I
Mm.
also wanted to do something to do with that.
Right.
And the third thing is I am a very heavy reader. To me, I like reading books, even online. So this book, Perfect Addiction, it's on Wattpad. And I think right now it's a movie.
Ah.
Yeah. So when I was reading these books, I got skills on how to write action scenes and how to write the fight and action. So yeah, I tried it and ndio hii imekuwa film sasa.
First of all, writing a script is no mean thing, eh?
Yeah.
What's your process like? It's especially like what is your process like for this particular film?
Writing this script was not a walk in the park, honestly,
Mm.
because you have to get things right. You have to know what to write. Also, sometimes as writers we do get blocks. Meaning unafika mahali unashanga sasa tunaendeleaje? Like ideas really run out of your head.
Mm.
And this is when now you start asking for assistance.
Right.
The way I had Mercy Jacqueline come on board, and she helped me out and to write this, to bring this vision to life.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, who starred in this film? Just shout out the people.
Okay. We have Colin Sotieno, who's Gun, the lead character.
Mm-hmm.
We have Eugene Quach, he's the big man, big
Okay.
fish. We have Hitilafu, who plays Ras. We have Amanda Birgen, who plays Celine. We have Amy Modoni, who plays Daisy. We have Jeremiah Ondicho. We have Geoffrey. We have Collins also, Diangui, if I'm not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our lecturers who also came and starred in our film. We have Madam Suki Wanza, who played Mama Jabali. And we have Emmanuel Shikuku, Dr. Emmanuel Shikuku, who played Mr. Chieng.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, how did you get your lecturers to jump onto this?
Oh.
And actually, they are starring in it.
Yes.
How did you get them to jump onto this?
Our lecturers at KC University are very supportive, honestly. I just approached them and I told them, you know what? I don't have actors to play parental figures in the
Right.
film. Would you please come and support us and, act in our film? And they were so, so very willing to come.
First of
I
all-
remember I didn't even have to insist or
Right.
they just came on board and it was really amazing.
And how is it teaching the teacher? Because now you guys have done reversed, you literally reversed the roles, and you as a director, you want things picture perfect.
Yes, yes.
How is it teaching the teacher?
With directing, you don't. It's not like you're teaching. It's more of you're just directing. Literally, you're just telling them where to be, how they should be, how this scene should come out.
Tena hapo kwa not quite repeat again.
Okay. So with directing,
Yeah.
your task
Okay.
is to make sure the film comes out the way you had visioned it.
Right.
And as much as you're there making sure the lights, the camera, and the sound person are working to bring out this vision,
Right.
you're telling the actors what you expect them to do in the scene.
Exactly.
I need this kind of emotion. I need you to walk from this place to this place. This is where the camera is going. I need you to do this with your hands. You just direct them what to do and how you want them to bring out their character.
Yeah.
So with the teachers, I think they're more skilled because they're also in theater and they have been doing this for the longest time.
Right.
So with their acting, there wasn't really much to do. You just tell them, you know what, madam, I need you to do this, this, and this. I need this motion from you. Now, please do your best. And that's what they did.
It's very interesting because I've played a scene in a movie that's going to come out, and then just being told to repeat is frustrating.
It is.
It's sort of like, what do you mean? What did I do wrong? So I'm wondering in your lecturer's head, like, of course, what they're looking. But of course, seeing you guys flourishing must have been something very big for them and a thing of pride.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that, who partnered with you in this film?
Okay. During pre-production and production, we didn't really have anyone who came on board. But we did invite some industry officials who came during shooting at the location. We shot at Ngong, El Paso Ngong. There's a big building there that's just abandoned. That was what we were looking for the film.
Okay.
And I remember I invited Victor Gatonye. I also invited Michael Smalls, Munyoki, and Michael Marubu to come and just see, when they come, see what we are doing, correct us when we do something wrong. It's also a learning process. When you invite someone who's really skilled, you learn from them. They also even helped. Kuna scene enye Michael Marubu, who's an AD right now in the industry, he came and he helped me kwa sababu hiyo time sauti yangu ilikuwa imepotea. So in a bit I'll talk about the challenges that we had. But
Yeah.
so these people really came through for us and it was heartwarming.
It's
Yeah.
interesting you mentioned Michael Marubu. The movie I'm telling you about, he's playing my partner in crime. And he did exactly that. He sat down with me, ran my lines through and was like, no, you're not doing this way, do it this other way, sound convincing, blah, 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 blah. And you had an amazing person to work with. Actually, you reached out to the right people, which is impressive.
Thank you.
Very, very impressive.
Also, I wanted to add on with the partnership. Now that was pre-production and production.
Okay.
Now we have post-production and the premiere,
Yeah.
Sana Post came in handy. Sana
Uh,
Post is it's how do I call it? It's uh it's a segment. No,
yeah.
it's a company that
Okay.
is bringing up artists
Yeah.
and marketing their stuff. And we also have Sana Academy, which is
Ah.
I think a school for master classes where artists can go and learn from people who are more established in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And the CEO of Sana Academy and Sana Post is Peter Kawa.
Okay.
And I remember I approached him nikamwambia we are students at KC University and we want to premiere a film that we have already done, and we need publicity and we also need a partnership. And they came through wakakuja hadi kwa premiere. They did the interviews, they helped with photography
Yeah.
interviews. They also did blogs for us, and
Oh
we're still
wow.
in partnership with them. So Sana Post really came in handy. Please go to Sana Post right now. Register if you're an artist. That site will really, really help you out. And yeah, tag Peter Kawa everywhere on Instagram.
I love that. You know what I love about the film industry? Guys are very supportive of each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very easy to see within the music industry, but the film industry, like that camaraderie, and then just hearing that, you know, you're a new kid on the block, but like all these guys are opening their doors to you was amazing to see. And kudos to guys, man, they in that industry, they're doing an amazing, amazing job and not getting enough props as they should be.
Yeah.
So, I would really like to talk about, because again, this is a hip hop show, about the scoring. I did hear the soundtracks, and it's mostly Hitilafu.
Yes.
Tell us about how you went about now just putting together the scoring, who did the production for it, how did you choose the music for this particular film?
Okay. So for Hitilafu, who plays Ras in the film, he was typecasted, meaning that role that he did, it was written for him specifically. Also, while I was writing the script, I wanted to keep the Kenyan authenticity of the ghetto area, of the hood area, and I feel like he was the best option that we could get.
Nice.
Also, he's a student at KC University,
Ah,
and just icing on the cake, he happens to be a musician, an artist, a hip hop artist,
right.
and he's really good. So artist has been featured on it.
So is there like a love scene where that also features in music?
Unfortunately, in this film, we don't have a love scene.
It's full on action,
Not
beginning
really.
to end. Okay.
We do have a couple of themes in there. We
Okay.
have justice, we have crime, of course.
Yeah.
We also have pain.
Mm.
We have family, and yeah.
So
all
the
those
music was able to
together.
fit within
Yeah.
each film.
Yes.
I mean, each scene in the film.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get down to the challenges. What did you experience trying to put this together?
Hey, the challenges were a lot. So we'll start with pre-production. Pre-production. As a script writer, I went all out. Nilisema sijifungi. You know,
Yeah.
like when you're writing a script, you have to write a script that utapata kila kitu yenye unaandikia. Like if you're writing for a location, you already have the location in mind. But if you go all out, meaning you'll start scavenging and you'll start looking for these locations, and it's hectic.
Right.
So for me, I wrote the script knowing too well I'm going to have a hectic time looking for the location, because we were looking for an abandoned building that is fully abandoned, like no one lives there. And with all the places that we went, all those properties were owned by big organizations.
Right.
Na unapata like these big organizations hawataki people coming and intruding and start shooting in their property and everything. So we tarmacked for a whole 4 weeks and different locations here in Nairobi, and we didn't find any place. So as just we were about to give up, our location manager, again, Mercy Jacqueline, and a very beautiful lady,
Yeah.
adorable, she was able to secure a location at Ngong, El Paso, and that's how we got the location to film.
Yeah.
But tuseme tu location scouting was really, really hectic because we used a lot of money, a lot of time. We were so tired, and also location scouting was taking so much time. Na kulikuwa na so many other things that needed to be done. So let's start with that one. Second thing is we were shooting during the time of maandamano.
Oh wow.
You can imagine.
Wow.
Yeah. So transporting.
And you're moving
my
around with
crew,
equipment.
Imagine equipment and people who have been entrusted to you by their parents.
Yeah.
Most of our cast are students at KC University.
Right.
So their parents have entrusted you with their children.
Yeah.
Fabi, this is my child. Unapeleka huko nje watu wakirushiwa tear gas. You know, if anything happens to my child, you're accountable.
Then you are going to Ngong.
Ngong.
So
to me,
Ngong
we were
roads.
using the road that had, more
Yeah.
chaos. So let's just say we prayed to God. Personally, I prayed to God, I remember, and I told him, you know what, God, this is a passion project for me. And not only for me, even for my crew.
Right.
Kina Destima and a production designer, production manager, all these people have their hearts for this film.
Right.
So tafadhali tusaidie tu. Tuende, we shoot and we come back home safe, and we will not forget to say thank you. And that's what happened. But yeah, we were shooting during maandamano. Also, so many people are getting sick. I don't know why. I think it was the change of environment. Also, we were waking up so very early in the morning. I remember I was telling my cast and crew to be at school by 6 a.m. Na kulikuwa kunanyesha. It was raining. Seriously.
Right.
So people are getting sick and I was getting worried. And yeah, that was also another thing. We had people with asthma in our crew. So those were a bit hectic for us, but tuliweza we were able to go past them. Also kuna time yenye hiyo time ya maandamano bado our lights guy alikata kuachilia lights. Alikata from the location all the way to where we were shooting.
Yeah.
So we were like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
This is a house that is completely abandoned, meaning there's no electricity, there's no power, there's nowhere else we can get lights in that area. And you're already in location, and we are strictly shooting within 5 days.
Right.
Because even with equipment, we were paying for them per day.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
So tukaanza kukua creative. Our production designer, who was also our set designer, whose name is Kelly Mata, was really creative. Na come up with the lighting, how we were going to light her sets.
Oh.
Na ikakuwa vizuri sana.
Nice.
And she did a really amazing job. And the last challenge that I can talk about is the money.
Always the money.
It is always the money. Because these people have to be fed. They have to be transported back to where we were meeting. All these things, with the challenges that we had to come up with other solutions.
Yeah.
So hii pesa yote ilikuwanga ina fall back on Decima, and you see she's also a student like us.
Right.
So hata ikifall on her, she has to look for the money. Akikosa also si lazima tutafutane. So as I'm directing, I'm also looking for money.
Right.
It was really hectic. Alafu bado unapata kuna wenye wanatoka very, very far.
Yeah.
So like we had to leave them. They have to come on their own. When they come on their own, they're late. So we had a lot of issues. I won't lie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You overcame them.
Yeah.
First of all, what's impressive is the fact that this was purely funded by the students.
Yes.
Purely.
How
did you convince them? What stake did you give them in this movie to get them to buy in? Because it's a buy-in.
Yeah, definitely.
How did you convince them?
So
and what's their stake?
Their stake. Definitely. With this project, we did it as a final year project for school, right? So watu wenye walikuwa wanachanga ni watu wa hiyo class vile tuko. So tuliwaambia, you know what guys, this is a feature film. This is not one of those short films zenye tunafanyanga tunasema tu tuna budget ya chakula peke yake, kila mtu atakuja shule to shoot. this is a feature film and we have to look for the money. And I'm talking about 20K each plus.
Yeah.
And now the producer will come in with more, but not too much.
Right.
So it was hectic kwa sababu bado hata wao walikuanga wanang'ang'ana kumaliza school fees. So they're like, Aki Grace, tunang'ang'ana kumaliza school fees. So unatuitisha pesa ya production. What do you want us to do? And there's also money that is being paid to the school for this project and we are not, we don't have access to it. So it was really frustrating. Yeah, so I was like, you know what, guys, this project, the way I see it, my vision for it, I see it going places. We're not just doing this film for class only. We're doing this film for it to travel and go beyond even our borders, like internationally. And guys, if we do this right, God ata come through. So nikawambia, you know what, fanyeni hivi, 20 pesa kidogo kidogo each week until ile siku yenye inafika sasa time ya production, tutakuwa tumegana at least an amount that is enough for production. And that is what we did. Sasa hapo ndio sasa kila mtu akatoa what they had and we appreciated, and now Desima Wesa, who is our producer, akaenda akatafuta hiyo pesa ingine, and that is how we were able to nini. Also, one of our classmates who's also a producer in the industry, her name is Diana Mbondo. She was the one who came in with the camera. We shot with a Black Magic.
Oh, wow.
Alikuja, but you know she's also in the industry, so she was giving us the camera, but at a fee.
Okay.
Yeah, so she came through for us, and we are grateful.
So what's their stake? This movie blows up, goes Hollywood. What's their stake for everybody to avoid 2020K?
I feel like we signed contract.
Okay.
Yeah, so pesa yenye walitoa, of course, we're going to return, and also with the profits that we got from the premiere, we were also to give them a certain percentage, because we really have to be appreciative of people and their sacrifices.
Yeah.
But there are 5 people who wameshikilia hii production sasa vile tuko sahi. You know, as a class tulikuwa I guess 12, but only 5 people, I think it's 6, tuko 6. Only 6 people ndio tumeshikilia hii production hadi mali imefika sahi. So I feel like the 5 people ndio wako na stake for this nini film.
Right.
Their name is Alan Otieno, who was the production manager. We have Kelly Mata, who was the production designer and also the set designer. We have Desima Wesa, who's the producer and also my partner. Me, who's Fabi Grace, the director, and we have Diana Bondo, who was the editor of the film. Au ndio hadi wametoa pesa ya premiere. Tumengangana na tukiwa hivyo 6, and I feel like these 6 people are the ones who have the stakes for the film,
right,
and what happens to it.
Now, I'd like us to take a look at the trailer, and then we come and finish off with the last bit of questions, at least so you get a view of exactly what it entails. If you haven't looked for it, you haven't been curious enough, now I'm just making you see it so you can now go and look out for it in the cinemas. Let's take a look. you've gotten a stamp of approval from our producers here in studio. Our producers here in studio over here are loving on it. Clearly, this is going to be a big hit. We have on our comment section Decima West who has checked in, putting out their emojis. I'm just seeing star emojis. So that's also a big shout out to you as well. Decima, you said what came in as also
Producer.
the producer
Yeah.
of this film. So yes, shout out to you and the work you've put out. Clearly, it's gonna be a hit.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
be. We already see it.
Amen
It's
to that.
written in the stars. So yes, for those who have not checked it out, it's time to check it out. We'll be giving details on how you can check that out later on. But now it brings us back to the crew. Who is in the crew, and also what plans do you have in store for this movie in terms of the screenings and availability?
Okay, let me start with the crew. I have a very strong team of individuals who gave their all for this film and continue to do so. They are skilled in their different what do you call them?
Facets.
No. In their different
Skills too.
they're just skilled in
Yes.
their departments. Yes, they're skilled in their different departments. We
Okay.
have Decima Westa, of course. I'll keep mentioning her name because she's an incredible lady
Yeah.
and she's very much hardworking. So Decima Westa, who's the producer. We have Alan Otieno, who was the production manager. The guy did an incredible job.
Uh-huh.
I remember he was able to coordinate everyone and make sure kila mtu amekula, kila kitu yenye inahitajika kwa set. Yeah, he did a very good job. We have Madam Production Designer and also set designer Kelly Mata.
Uh-huh.
She is particular with her work and how she does her things. So I feel like set design and production design really fits her well, and she did an incredible job. So if you go watch the film, you'll see what she did.
Right.
We have the location manager slash continuity lady. Her name is Mercy Jacqueline. She's an author. She writes. She's also a script writer. We have Dana Bondo, who was the film editor. Yeye ndo tulikuwa tuna work mostly close na yeye sana as a director because I needed the film to come out the way I had visioned it in my head.
Right.
So I was usually so much on her case. Yeah. We have Tioni Win. He was the DOP of the film. Yeye ndio alikuwa na make sure shots zimeingiana vizuri. And also as a technical director, he was the one now nilikuwa nashinda naye during production.
Right.
Kumwambia, you know what, your shot ni kali, hii itaweza nini. We have Lewis Motua. Lewis Motua came in as the drone operator. He has amazing shots. And also he assisted with camera. As you will see at the behind the scenes, which are on YouTube Sai. And Film Gurus. They can just go and search. I have my AD. My assistant director, his name is David Okoth. David Okoth is more of a performance director. So yeye alikuwa ananisaidia sana. So mimi nikingangana na the technicals, yeye anangangana na the characters' performances and how they bring out their character, their emotions and everything. So big up to you, Dave Okoth. We have other people who came in for camera. We have Francis Mathu. Amazing guy. He was the one who shot the fight scenes, the action scenes. You guys should go watch the action scenes. They are amazing. Yeah. So
you can even see them in the trailer. They look pretty good.
Yeah, I remember when we were shooting Mathu immediately amemalizana tu na hizo action scenes, alisema now I need a break because he was everywhere. He was squatting, he was rolling,
right.
He was doing literally everything.
He was a stuntman himself with the camera.
And he did an amazing job. So yes, I don't think kuna mtu mwenye nimesahau for crew. Yeah.
Okay.
So the other question was
plans. The plans now for this particular for the film. Gonna take it. How long will it for it to remain in cinema? Yeah, just walk us through what plans you have for this particular film.
Okay. So the original plan was, after we've done the premiere, which we did last week, Saturday, the film will continue showing at Anga Diamond Plaza for the entire week.
Mm.
But now you see, Fast and Furious ilikuwa inakuja kesho, is coming tomorrow.
Oof.
Please go watch it at Anga Diamond Plaza and also at CBD. So this one is it's a hit,
Right.
literally in the whole world, and we knew this would it a clash. Our film and the First X will clash. So tukaongea na kina Anga, wakasema they'll find us sometime in the cinemas next week.
Okay.
So we are yet to communicate this information. Please follow our IG pages so that you can get. Also, other than that, we are planning to do private screenings for industry officials, for specific audiences, and after the private screenings, we're planning to put the film on a paid platform, either Showmax, Netflix, and that is where you're going to be able to access the film.
Oh, so you've managed to figure out distribution.
Not managed, but we are trying to.
Yeah, how?
Let's just say.
What's the challenge with that? Because I know it's a very, as in, a lot of films and series have backed on the shelf because of distribution.
Definitely. The aim of doing films, us as artists, it's not just about passion, it's also about earning a living.
Yeah.
Right? And distribution is the hectic part, because as a couple, you're like, I've used all my money for this film. How do I get my money back?
Exactly.
And how do I get profit from it the way Mama Mboga anaendanga anauza anapata profit yake?
Yeah.
So distribution has always been a hectic maneuver.
Yeah.
But tuseme tu it's kind of hard here in Kenya.
Yeah.
Because you have to go for meetings, you have to write letters. Your film has to be of standard
Right.
for it to be able to be distributed. This is why now Feel It Production walikuja na waka find out their own way of distributing. You see, they have their website where you can pay to watch their film. Right? So not everyone is able to do what Kinafil have done, and also even if they're able to do it, it will take some time. So let's just say we as artists tunangangana, we shoot quality films so that they can be able to go to these platforms like Netflix and Showmax.
Right.
And we pray that everything goes well.
I mean, the path you're already on, clearly, if you've already gotten it in the cinemas, you're on the right path. And yeah, me, I will see, me, I'm cow. Me, I already see it in the stars. It's happening.
Amen. Amen.
Before we finish off, big shout out to American King, who says Moto Sana. 5 emojis. Diana Mbondo says, well done to the director, Grace. She's quite a visionary indeed. We have MJ Murithi also with mad emojis over there, just showing love for this particular conversation. Now, before we finish up, I gotta ask the premiere. So it's putting together an event. First of all, you've already put the film out together. You've done your editing. You've done the hard work. Now comes the event. How was the premiere and how was the reception to the movie when you premiered it?
Oh my God! I mean, you can just judge from my smile.
Yes.
The premiere was a massive success.
Great.
We were able to fill all 3 halls at
wow.
Anga Diamond Plaza.
Well done.
Yay to us, and also to the people who came and support us.
Amazing.
We had also our family there. Our lecturers came through, all of them who have been teaching us since first year.
Yeah.
We also had industry officials who came. Kina Victor Gatonye really came literally to the cinemas to watch our film, which really means a lot, especially if it's someone you look up to. You're like, hey, I've seen your film on Netflix, not just film, but films on Netflix. You direct even Kina and all these big shows in Kenya, and now you've come to see my film. I'm just a mere student. I mean, it's an honor, sir.
Hey, Manzi, must have looked like you had mad clout here anyway. Very nice.
So we were able to jazza the halls, and that was an accomplishment
100%
for us.
Yeah,
and also for the reviews that we got, people want a sequel. People want to see another film that is connected to it.
Nice.
They were asking, do we have a part 2? Do we have a story now? We see it from a different perspective. We see it from probably Big Fish's perspective, and it's like That film, it was just a one-time thing.
It had a conclusion, complete
Yeah.
conclusion.
Yeah, but also we can think about it if we get funding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it
Tukipata
out there. Put
pesa.
it out there.
Yeah.
You never know who's listening.
Yes. So the premiere was really amazing. We were able to accommodate all these people, and Sana Post came through. We are so much grateful, and yes, tunasema asante.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really, really impressed by what you guys have managed to put together. And of course, just doing it for the 254. That's why even we're doing our bidding to making sure that it's seen as much as possible. So please let us know when they're back in the cinemas, so we can just, share with guys and make sure everybody's just in the cinemas to go and watch this thing.
Nice.
Hashtag watch KE movies.
Yes, please.
Yes. Now, as we finish off, please let us know where we can find you. You also have a handle for the film. Give us the deets.
Okay. We have an IG account for Mistaken Identity. It's mistaken.identity23. This is where all the BTS photos are. This is where we give all the information regarding the film and chenye inaendelea with it. So please go follow. And also our YouTube page is Film Gurus. Film Gurus is actually the individuals in our class.
Okay.
Sisi ndo
Your
tunajiita
outfits.
Film Gurus, not really.
Company.
No, it's actually unaona vile tulikuanga class, like that class of 2023
Okay.
final year students. We called ourselves Film Gurus. That's
Maybe
how
you should make
we
it to a
identify.
company. Maybe you should think about making it to a company.
That's how we identify as. So that's a group, and also we have our own company coming up. It's called This Media. That is
okay.
now where myself and Decima Wesa come in. We are partners. We are co-founders of that.
Oh, it's already in the works. Okay,
Yes.
sawa.
Yes, already it has been It has been registered.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All right, nice.
Yes. So please go to that YouTube and like and share. So many BTS are there. If you want to see how the film was made, so many videos are there. The auditions, the rehearsals, because we had rehearsals where we needed to teach our actors how to fight and how to do the stunts. So we had JB Gishuhi and Hulk Mutinda. These are stunt men here in our industry. They came through for us, and they came and taught our actors how to do the punches and everything. And yeah, so the rehearsals are there, and the BTS, and also the premiere details.
Great.
Kila kitu iko hapo ndani.
Nice. Now, finally, what's next for Fabi Grace?
Okay. Nikijibu hiyo swali, I'd like to also point out my IG account. Nilisahau to the other question. Fabi_Grace Instagram. I have 2 accounts. So it's Fabi_Grace or Grace_Fabi. Both are mine. I also have my YouTube, Fabi Grace Official. I do videos there, but also so many of my interviews and everything partaking me. Yeah, unaweza pata hapo YouTube, Fabi Grace Official. I also have a TikTok. I do. Fabi Grace Official too, on TikTok, and on Twitter I'm at Grace Fabi.
Okay.
So what's
next?
What's next for me? Let's just say I'll continue working, because I am a hard worker. That's one thing I can tell you. I do like having things on my sleeve, having things on my plate. Missy wale wa function like I'm just there, like when I get. So I already have another script I'm writing. That is coming up. So another film is coming up. Also, other than that, I'm planning to also join the industry. June signed on nimemaliza shule.
Okay.
Like we've just tumemaliza shule. We are awaiting graduation on November at KC University.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. So as I await graduation, I'm planning to join the industry, do other works, interact with other people in the industry, and learn more, because that is the objective.
Right.
Growth and learning more.
Great.
Yeah.
Love it, man. Congratulations on this amazing film. If the trailer is anything to go by, definitely it's something worth watching. And we look forward to when it comes out in the cinemas. Also, when you're doing the industry thing, be sure to call us so we can come and capture it and just come and get also just be in the presence of you guys and get to watch the movie. And we just look forward to seeing what you'll do in future.
Okay, okay. Sawa sawa.
Thank you so much for being here in studio
You're
and coming on to the
welcome.
vault.
Thank
Guys, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. For everybody who has been with us through this show. Catch us again next week, same time, same place. And hopefully next week I'll be back with all the boys now in studio. But yes, we got to have a great conversation today. So yes, again, catch us next week on www.ekaradio.co.k. For now, we'll leave you off with the music, and hopefully we've queued up Hitilafu's cipher. So stand by for that, and of course, continue to enjoy great.